So, everybody, I'm Bob McCraney. I am privileged to be here, and I am a coach with Tom Ferry. I've been in coaching for 9 years. I've been a coach 8 years, which just seems like yesterday. And it's just a joy to help people with their technology. So let's see if I can get my screen share to work. Can everybody see?
Perfect.
Okay. Now I am rubbish about seeing the chat. So Dennis, if you see somebody ask a question, just interrupt and feel free to jump in if you need to. Otherwise, keep it muted and y'all know the rules. Slideshow from first slide. Boom. So, and Leanne wants to record it. It's already being recorded.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
So can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is me. These are my digits. If you need to get a hold of me, I'm highly findable online. So just feel free to reach out and ask me anything you want. By the way, my preferred Facebook Messenger is my jam. If you send me something on Instagram Messenger, I will not see it for a long time. So I'm of that age. I'm a Facebook person. So I have 5 rules for a Bob McCraney presentation. 1, I talk fast. So either listen fast or slow me down. I don't care. Feel free to laugh at me, laugh with me. This is not stressful, which bleeds into the third thing. This should not be tension. This should be excitement and happy. Okay. So if something's funny, just laugh with me and we'll have fun. 4, this is how I run my business. If you had like 5 other people on stage asking questions, you'd have 5 other opinions other than mine. They wouldn't be right, but you'd have 5 other opinions, and that's fine. So just don't take this with a grain of salt. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if I'm sharing screens and you see passwords or something you didn't like, if I'm sharing Facebook or Instagram and you see somebody posted something you wouldn't like, just ignore it. I have no control over what shows up on a feed when I'm live sharing. Okay. I had one person get grumpy with me about that. And I was like, I had no control what comes up. Okay. So I want to talk to you kind of about your check engine light on your social media and specifically on your websites. Okay. I want to talk to you about what causes algorithms to like you and what causes algorithms to maybe not like you so much. So this is our check engine light. There are 7 things that Google looks for ranking. This goes to your Google business profile and your website. Number 1 in the upper at the 11 o'clock hour is links, which is also called off-page SEO, search engine optimization. Off-page SEO. These are links back to your site. Let's say that Dennis has a link to Amy, and Amy has a link to Tracy, and Tracy has a link to Terry. All those links go together. Okay, so those off-page elements affect your website. Who's linking to you and what does it say? If all the links say Coach Dennis, well, that doesn't mean much. But if one of the links says Dennis is a great coach, not just Coach Dennis, or Dennis is a great coach in teaching people how to, if the sentence that's in the link is important as well. It also counts the domain authority of the person linking to you. So if Alicia's domain authority is 50 and my domain authority is 10, having a person at 50 talk about a 10 is great because I'm going to get a little boost off of that. Now, domain authority is between 1 and 100. Beyonce is 100. My aunt is who goes to the corner and whispers to herself is a 1. Most real estate websites don't get above 20, 25. Okay. CNN, 95. Yahoo News, 95, because the internet knows what they're about. A lot of our websites, the internet has no idea what we're about. So 2 is behavior. Behavior, the click-through rate, which has to do with how fast people come to your site and then how fast they leave it. If Tracy's site has great content and the click-through rate is low, like people hang on her site for a while, Google's going to send more people there. The converse of click-through rate is called dwell time. Okay, so if people go to Tracy's site and they dwell for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, wow, that's great. Send more people there. If they go to Anthony's site and they click right back off and leave, well, Anthony's content must not be that great. People don't stay that long. Dwell time is short. Jump. Sorry, Anthony. Love your background. Okay. Then we have personalization. Has to do with the person. So that has to do with where the person is, what's in their search history. If I always go, look at florists and I always go get Nicolette's Florist Company, then it's going to probably show me Nicolette a little bit more. Okay. If I'm in Topeka, it's not going to show me florists in Tampa. So that personalization is important. It also goes to the age of the phone and what the phone can do. If you have an older phone, let's say you have a, you give your great uncle, your old phone, that phone won't do all the whiz bang things that new websites will do. So it won't show a new whiz bang website to somebody who has old equipment. If you want to design for 55 and up, don't put any new features on your website. Okay, make your website plain Jane. It'll show up on those phones. Then it goes to citations. Citations are actually having your information on each website page: your name, your address, your phone number, your email, your socials. Spammer sites don't have that. So if you have that on your site, Google goes, oh, that must be a real site. Let's show that site some more. If you fail to put that on there, Google might think, oh, that site's a little dicey, not sure. Then we get to on-page. On-page SEO is your meta description and your meta keywords and what your content is about. Okay, so meta description is a short little sentence. Welcome to homes in Roanoke, Texas, blah, 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 blah. And mention Roanoke twice. Do not have a meta description that is, Wes is the best realtor in the world and you should talk to Wes. Nobody cares about Wes. They care about Roanoke, Texas. Sorry, Wes. Thank you for having your location there so I could call you out. Okay, so meta description, meta keywords are a series of words that describe what your site is about. And there's usually like 50 to 60 keywords per page. Some people will tell you keywords are dead and they've gone over to Google tagging, but while Realtor and Zillow still have keywords, I'll keep my keywords. When they get rid of them, I'll decommission them. It also has to do with your domain authority. If you have a domain authority of 2 out of 100, Google's not going to respect you that much. But if you have a domain authority of 30 or 40, Google's going to send more searches to you. So that's why you want to build up your domain authority over time. Then we get to reviews. Now this has to do more with Google Business Profile. How many reviews do you have? Who here has had their coach get on their butts about getting more reviews? I better see every hand go up. Your Google reviews are both hands there, Tracy. So Google reviews are important. Okay. If you have reviews stuck out there on Zillow or Yelp or something like that, go take a screenshot. Put the screenshot in Google because Google can still read what's in that picture. Okay. So your Google reviews and the things that you fill out on your Google profile, highly important to help you rank. And go touch that up every month or two. Google just wants to see you interact with their product. Okay, go touch that up. And then finally, we have your Google My Business, your proximity, your categories, your keywords, things like that, that if you don't have your GMB built out, which is now Google Business Profile, not GMB, but if you don't have that built out, that's really doing you a disservice, okay? So these are the 7 ranking factors. There are 2 ways you can show up. One is in the Google Local Pack. Who's searched for Italian restaurants near me? I always ask this because I get hungry this time of day. I'm like, Italian food, please. So that's where you're going to show up in the local pack, and that's going to be from your Google Business Profile mostly. Okay. And then in the organic search is where you're going to show up more with your website. And we used to think of these as 2 disconnected things. This is from 2021. The ranking, out of those 7 ranking factors, the ones that affected your website were directly reversed to the ones that affected your GMB. They were counter cyclical. Okay. They were dynamically or whatever. They're absolutely opposite. Now, they jumbled it up. Your Google Business Profile affects your website and your website affects your Google Business Profile. They're trying to tie those 2 together so that the 2 styles of search work together. Does that make sense? Okay. Whew, that's a whole lot. So let's talk about the helpful content algorithm that Google put out last June, which kicked a lot of us in the knee. The helpful content algorithm came about because of a company called ChatGPT, which I'm sure nobody's heard of. You've not heard of this? No, it's brand new. So Google had to deal with the idea that there will be generative AI content out on the web. Their first response was, if we know it's AI, we will not display it. And then they pulled back and said, well, we want to be in that game too. What if it was helpful? We'll call it helpful content. So now they're doing a judgment about whether the content is helpful or not. If you are writing good content now, you have nothing to worry about. If you're jamming tofu into every dish you serve at your restaurant, you have something to worry about. I call AI tofu. Use it judiciously. If I go in and order a steak and 2 minutes later you put down a brown thing that's warm that looks like a steak and maybe might smell like a steak, and I know it's tofu, I'm not eating it. I want the porterhouse. Don't jam tofu into everything we're doing. Use the AI judiciously and use it what it's good for. Don't just put out AI blogs every day and expect to rank. Does that make sense? And I said this to somebody who loved tofu once, and I got really in trouble. So sorry, not into tofu, don't want it. Okay, so generative AI is AI that makes something. People in the IT world start to talk in closed language. And we start using catchphrases that you don't understand, and you think, oh my God, they're so much smarter. No, they're just using closed language. So generative AI or Gen AI is just AI that creates something. That something can be text, pictures, music, art, whatever. But it's generative AI, okay? AI platforms are incredibly new. This is like beta versus VHS. We don't know where this is going yet. Anybody who tells you they are an AI expert, I'm always like, really? Okay, what's coming tomorrow? Because we don't know yet. There are two major players right now, ChatGPT and what used to be called Google Bard, which is now Google Gemini. They changed the name 2 weeks ago, didn't tell me, woke up in the morning, it was Gemini. Okay, kind of like Chime became Lofty. Nobody told me, it just happened. Boom. Okay, we deal with it. And like Google Business Profile or Google My Business became Google Business. Everybody changes their names for no reason. So if you hear generative AI, just think of it, just break it down to this is AI that makes things. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Okay. Who's played with ChatGPT?
Yes.
Who's using
Yeah.
ChatGPT like every day to stuff tofu into things? Be honest. April, less tofu, please. More steak. Kathy, you too? Okay. Okay, so these are the things you can use AI for in your ranking, okay? Improving your information architecture, figuring out what goes on your website and where, okay? Content enrichment, this is what you're kind of doing. Enriching does not mean creating completely, okay? Enriching your content, figuring out things that you can add in. What keywords should I put into this paragraph? Things like that. You can get the slides, Dorothy. We're good. Although, take my picture. I'm cute today. Okay.
Bob,
Enhancing.
Bob,
Yeah.
A quick question from Leanne. Does posting up to 10 photos a day of business activity equal to writing something new on Google page?
So I'm sorry, it's the question that if you post 10 pictures a day equal to writing content?
Yes.
Yes, that's basically what's being asked.
If you eat all your vegetables and not your main dish, is that the same thing? Yeah, no, you need to have some text in between.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to have something for people to read. Pictures are great, but have some content around them. What do these pictures mean? What's the context of all the pictures?
People
Do you not put any text?
I haven't. I've just been posting photos. I didn't realize we should be putting text in there. So that's,
And this is in a blog?
this is, no, like on my Google page.
Oh, a Google Business Profile. Okay, yes, 10 pictures a day, great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant in a blog.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
I
Yeah.
retract my snarkiness about tofu. Okay, sometimes, but not for April. Okay, so enriching your data analysis. This is where you can take the spreadsheets of how people are coming to your site and what's happening. And Google or Chat could look at those and say, hey, you're missing this element of your site. You could change this page. You should look at how people are coming from site A to site B, and it can help analyze that for you. Evaluating keywords. I loved it when I am writing something to say, use relevant keywords in this paragraph, because you want to embed those into the content. Schema optimization for search engine results page has nothing this is nothing you can do. If your website provider is Boomtown or Ylopo or whoever, it doesn't matter. That's them. You can't change that. Okay. Unlocking insights into offsite data. This again, it goes deep into like Google Analytics and getting the Chat GPT or Gemini to look at your spreadsheets and say, here's something you should understand about how other sites are relating to yours. Streamlining your SEO, trend prediction, trend prediction. Who's used trends.google.com? Trends.google.com. Go to that and it'll tell you what the trending keyword of the day is. Like the other day, it was National Pizza Day. Pizza Day was a trending thing. Something goes on in the news, Taylor Swift appeared, everybody's going to talk about, who cares? But whatever the trending thing is, maybe you write something about that so you trend with it. Maybe if the trend today is, I don't even, what's in the news today? Is there anything good in the news today? Yeah, there'll be a trending keyword of the day. And if you write content around that, you could rise up with that and get more leads to your site. Okay. Streamlining your SEO analysis, creating content that resonates. April, it needs to resonate, and enhancing your SEO storytelling. In SEO, you kind of want to have a beginning, middle, and end. Okay. And that gets really deep. Anyway, these products can help you with these 10 items. Let's get out of that and get to something else. Analytics understands how users use your site and helps you improve. Google Analytics, Google Search Console helps you improve how your website is visible and the technical health. Two different products, two different things. Okay. If you are not a website person, this is not for you, but I'm going to go deep into these. You need to have a techie person look at your site. Who knows what blinker fluid is?
Sorry.
Who's ever bought blinker fluid?
Oh,
I don't know your name because you just listed as an iPhone, but thank you for laughing. So you go to the auto mechanic and your left blinker doesn't work. And he comes out and says, you know, I have this $400 bottle of blinker fluid. It'll fix the left and the right blinker. And on imports, it'll fix the blinkers in the back. It's only $400. Can I put that in for you? And you go home thinking to fix your car. Oh my God, it's so great. Everything's wonderful. And you tell your friends and they're like, that was a 30-cent bulb. Why did you buy a $400 bottle of blinker fluid? If you don't know IT, hire somebody who does, because there's a lot of blinker fluid in IT right now. Most of it starts with AI. Okay. I want you to know that there are things that are being sold to you that are not beneficial for you. And they're usually the ones with the higher price tags. Okay. Because we know if we put this label on it, you'll buy it. So just think about that. If you don't know Google Analytics or Google Search Console, talk to me, talk to somebody else. I can help you get through and help you say, you know, hey, that is a good product. This will be great for you. And oh my gosh, I can't believe they're asking that much money and it's blinker fluid. Okay. Okay. So Google Analytics helps you understand how users get to you. Google Search Console helps you understand how other websites deal with you. Okay. Analytics is user-oriented. It's kind of the same thing. Google Search Console is more search engine oriented. And you need to be looking at how both of these interact with you. Okay, so both of these to be set up, you want to deal with your IDX provider. This
Wait,
is not, Kathy?
can you go back one more time and say the last sentence you said? Google Analytics is what compared to Search Console?
Google Analytics deals with users and how users, human beings, deal with your site.
Okay,
Google Search Console has to deal with how the search engines and computers deal with your site.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. You asked me what my last sentence was, and I literally couldn't remember what it was.
I know, I saw you stall. I was like, oh my God, I hope I remember. Okay.
I have no poker face. You literally, I don't have a resting face. I have a very active face. Okay. So both of these are going to require you to go work through your website provider, whoever it is. Okay. So that you get them set up. I can help you if you want to book a little time with me. I can show you how to do them, but you still need your IDX provider to put the code in for you. I don't know. Sometimes analytics, you can put the code in, but most of the time with the Search Console, you need their help. Okay.
Bob,
yeah.
April is asking about, so to confirm, SEO does apply to stories?
SEO can apply to on which platform? Are we talking
April,
Instagram? Are we
speak.
talking April? Are you there? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
I think she's talking about, well, does Instagram count? I guess is what she's asking.
Instagram would probably not count towards this. Your social medias are a totally different bailiwick. They're not here. Now, if you took those videos and hosted them on your website, maybe, but nobody's doing that. So those are totally
So I
different.
think sometimes maybe what she's thinking about is if you include your social media feed on your website. Some people,
Possibly, or if you refer on your social media to your website, that would be helpful.
that would be helpful. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
now,
that's
most
what
of
she's
those, let me divert for a second. Most social media platforms are what we call episodic platforms. You put a story on, and that story or that post gets like a day's worth of really great interactions, and then that story goes away and you got to put a new one on, and every day you're doing this parabola, right? Of like, oh my God, I got to have fresh content so it'll show. Good luck going on Facebook or Instagram and searching for something because it's so far back in the stream, it's gone. Oh, I saw this puppy the other day. It was so cute. I like investing in appreciating sites, not episodic sites. Appreciating sites are like YouTube, Google Maps, things that anytime you want something, that content you made a year ago is still relevant. Okay? Episodic sites, appreciating sites, two different styles. Just think about that. But if you all your socials need to focus back to your website. Okay? Do not leave that out, because your social medias, who knows what a sales funnel is? Sales funnel, top of funnel, attention getting. Oh my God, look over here. Attention getting. Once I get your attention, I got to say something that engages you. Once I've engaged you, you as a client have to make a decision. If, he's kind of funny, kind of quirky. Maybe I'll work with him. Decision making. Then we get down to actually being a client of ours, and we go around and we look at houses, and Dorothy shows me all the lovely houses she can. Then we don't get paid to fulfillment, which is blue. The fulfillment phase, we actually go to closing and funding, best words in the English language. Then we have retention at the bottom of the funnel, where we bring them back up, and then we hope they bring their friends. Your social media is good at top of funnel and retention. Your website is good at every level of the funnel. The website helps convert. And the socials do not help convert as much, but they're really great at attention getting. I know this is kind of off topic, but I hope this helps. Make sense? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm sorry, April, did I get you? We good? Okay. So this is some screenshots from Google Analytics. You can look at your website and see how many people came to your website in 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 90 days, or in the whole lifetime of the website. I like to think of a website as an open house that you do not have to staff. How would it be if you had an open house every day, Billy, and you didn't have to work it? And you had 2,000 people come through your open house in a month. If you had 2,000 people come through an open house, would you not call your coach and just be excited? Oh my gosh, 2,000 people came through. And while they were there, they looked at 26,000 elements of the house. So I had 2,200 people come to the website, and they looked at 26,000 pages on my site in 30 days. Of those, 2,100 were new people, which means 100 were repeat offenders. 100 people were so intrigued by my site, they came back and looked at the house twice. So this is a legacy building system. This is a long-term pay. This is not make money tomorrow. Your coach will talk to you. Coach Dennis will talk to you about make money now activities, which are like your active lead sources, door knocking, phone calling, open houses, things that get you in front of people right now. This is a passive lead source that pays off over time. And when you go to retire, Amy, and you want to be like leaving the business, you want to sell it to Daniel, they can buy that from you because these leads are just coming in. It has nothing to do with your personality. It has to do with your business. Most of us have personality-driven businesses where the person drops out of the business, the whole thing, the sphere of influence collapses. This is a way to have a different lead source that has nothing to do with you that you can sell in 30 years when you retire. Can you see where I'm going eventually? I'm selling my business. Anyway, so these are some stats you can look at. The next thing on here, it'll show you, let me show you on the side here. It'll show you who's actively on your site and where they're coming from. So you can actually see on here, oh, I've got 2 people on my site. They're on this page. Oh, great. I need to go look for which lead is coming in or which lead is on my site right now. Let's go see what they're liking. It'll tell you live who's in your store. Okay. This will tell you where they're coming from and what sites they're hitting on your page. I had no idea mother-in-law plan would be so important when I made that page, but it's usually one of our top searches each month. And I've got people coming in from all around the world. Now, some of those people are not good people. They're looking to spam me or send me money-making opportunities, but whatever, they're on my site. This will also tell you how you're getting your leads. Who here is running Google ads or any sort of ads? Okay. This will tell you your online organic versus your paid versus your social. So when you're talking about should you put things on social, yes, because it's going to show up here as organic social. I had 183 people come through organic social, meaning I didn't pay for those social searches. They found me. I had 1,400 come through organic search. They went to Google, typed in a search term, and were sent to me. Direct is usually somebody types the URL in directly, or they saw it in an email and it just linked over. They didn't have to search for me. They just went right to me. Unassigned is going to be people with iPhones who have privacy protection, people who go through DuckDuckGo and we just don't know where they came from. And so that's going to keep growing over time. Okay, as Europe and privacy protections come in, we're not going to know how Tracy got to our site. We're not going to know that, TJ came in this way. And that's just going to grow, and we're just going to have to accept it. Then you have organic social, paid search, referral sites. So let's say that Claudia's site hooks over to Jackie's site. We can look at that and say, oh, we got 3 people from Claudia this month. Great. Thank you, Claudia, for that backlink. Any questions on this?
Bob, Sarah is asking a question about whether or not you own the site or you have a third party company build it and host it for you.
I have a vendor. I have Real Geeks. I don't get paid by any brand. Let me just throw that out there. I have a Real Geek site, and I do the build out myself because that's what I do. You would probably want to have somebody build out for you. Okay. But there are a lot of website companies out there that have a crappy product and they don't help you with search engine optimization because they want to sell you Google ads each month. It's not the cost of the printer that gets you, it's the cost of the cartridges. Yes. So their model is to not help you do it organically because it's not that hard. Their model is to not help you organically so they get that monthly revenue off your Google ads. Sorry to expose the IT world, but that's, hey, let's make it a subscription. You'll come back more. Okay. Next thing in here will show you activity over time. 30 days, 7 days, 1 day, who's doing what. When you see a spike in activity, go back and try to see what happened that day. Was there a property that hit the market? Was it the day that you put out your Instagram story and you linked back to your site? What happened that day? Figure out what's causing those spikes and then do those spikes every day. You'll drive more people to your site. Okay? And this goes to what we were talking about, dwell time versus bounce rate. My engagement time, my dwell time is 2 minutes, 14 seconds, which is the average is between 2 to 3 minutes. Our attention spans have gotten to be nothing. Our attention spans are so short. To have somebody stay on a website for 3 minutes is amazing. Okay, so just think about that as you're building your site. What is my content doing? Tracy, you're killing me here. Get some caffeine. I love you. It gets, what are the people doing and what's happening on the site? And how can we make them engage more? If your dwell time is low and your bounce rate is high, that hurts you. Get better content.
Bob, we have another question from Dorothy. She wants to know, how do you find a reputable IT company if there's so many scams out there and people just trying to sell you a bill of goods?
I've reviewed 40 different companies. I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one and tell you what I know. I'm not gonna endorse brands or blast any brand on a recorded line. I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. But I know Dorothy's like, no, you're kind of stupid. Yeah. But there are some good things that out there. Every one of them has something good. And you can bypass the blinker fluid if you know what to tell them. Hey, no, I don't need that. Open up this access for me to do. If they refuse to, then you know to move on. But most of the big brands will try to work with you. Is that a non-answer answer? I should run for office. Okay. And I'm not trying to be evasive, but I'm just not going to record, brand X is horrible. Okay. So this is an example of a spike that happened in my traffic. And I have to go back and figure out what happened that day. Did I get featured in a story? Did I get in the press for good reasons? Did I have something happen that drove that spike? How do I replicate that spike every day? What can I do to drive that level? Because I have to have, if we're talking about the sales funnel again, I have to have 100 people look at my site to get 50 of them to log in, to get 5 of them to talk to me on the phone, to get 1 of them to convert. Yes? That's how you funnel people in. If I can get more and more people to look at my site, I'll get more and more people to log in, which will give my agents more and more people to talk to, which will get more and more sales. And I know it's not 100 to 100 to 1, but it's that sort of thing. It's certainly not 1 for 1. I wish it were. Okay, and just more information on these different elements of the site, and it'll tell you which pages are getting hit the most. Now, let's go to Google Search Console for a second. We'll get through this. This will tell you, again, how many clicks and how many impressions. So in 30 days, in this realm of looking at things, I had 471,000 impressions. When people searched a term, I showed up at least somewhere in the first 10 pages of that 471,000 times. That goes to building out pages and building out content. Now, did they click on me every time? No, but I got 3,000 clicks and it took 471,000 impressions to get that.
Mm.
If you have only 1,000 impressions, you'll get much fewer clicks. Make sense? It's a percentage game. Is everybody bored? Are we engaged? Are we making sense?
So question, was that from paid optimization, or is that just keywords?
I'm just doing organic right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I stopped my paid ads in January. I ran paid ads and I ran it through Real Geeks because Google and I have a discussion about my account. Who's had trouble with Google taking down an account every once in a while? Yeah. So, and they don't talk to you. But so Real Geeks ran my ads, and what I discovered was I was bringing in just as many as they were. And so I shut them down in January, February. I'll probably start them up again in March. But I can show you my ad numbers here in just a second if you want to see. Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about, you say building out pages? So can you just explain, I'm not as techie, I'm still kind of ramping up here. So when you say building out pages, are you referring to your Google business page and building out
No, I'm
more?
talking about on your website.
Oh, on the website. Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So this is my site. Pardon me, the picture, I just changed style, so I got to get a picture that fits. I built out pages for every suburb of the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Oh,
If you
nice.
go
Okay.
within the suburb, you'll see that each of those suburbs are broken down by price point, by homes with pools, new construction, acreages, corner lots, cul-de-sac lots, all these different possible searches.
Sure.
Because if somebody's, who knows what a long tail keyword search is?
A what?
Long tail keyword search.
Oh,
So
okay.
short tail is going to be homes in Plano, 3 words. Homes in Plano on a cul-de-sac lot, long tail.
Oh, okay.
My thought is Google is more likely to send people to a site that has a link built for that versus a box that says good luck finding a house. Because most of us have a box on our webpage that says search for a house, which means you're going through and just trying to find it. Why not serve it up and have it ready? Why not just have a link already built out there? And you can take these links and go blog about them on your WordPress or your Active Rain blog, or you can make a Google business product and put it out there. Here's all the homes in Aubrey, Texas, under 600,000 or over, with a pool or whatever. Build products out there so that your links are accessible. If we run let's say we run a clothing store. Daniel, you look like a sharp dresser here, and Amy, Daniel and Amy, all 3 of us are going to go in and open a clothing store. And we're going to put a nice set of trousers and a nice shirt and a nice hat and a scarf in the front window. And when people come into our store, we're going to tell them, hey, your size and color are in the back room in a box. Go find it. Nobody's coming into our clothing store and going into our back room and looking in a box to see what other colors and styles we have. That's what we do when we have a website with a box that says, good luck finding your own house. It's in a box in the back. Go into our website and see if you can find it. Why not put everything out on display so they can see their size, their color, their style, see what we maybe have on special this week, and just randomly buy stuff. Our website needs to be like our clothing store and have everything exposed so they see it. And by the way, if you have a website that's all about you, no one cares. Let me be cruel. No one cares. You want to have a website that's about houses, houses, and houses. When you go up to the gate agent to get on the airplane to fly to Orlando this weekend, you don't care that her name is Stephanie and she loves dogs and she can cook like crazy. You want to give her your bag, get your boarding pass, and move on. People are coming here to see houses. They'll find out about you later. Okay? So when I'm talking about page building, it's all these cities. I've built out different styles. Golf course homes, rail living, living near the DART stations, historic homes, Victorians, urban living, homes with pools by county, foreclosures, REO, gas fireplaces, because we lost our power grid a couple times, lake properties, things like that, mother-in-law plan. These are 14 different counties that are in my MLS. I have 55 counties in my MLS. I've built out 14 of them. You'll notice that if you go into those, they're broken out the same way. They have the same structure. underneath them, because some people will search by county. I've broken out the different school zones. I've got a lot more of these to build. I am boring. I stay home. I watch my Netflix. I have a beverage of choice and I code some pages. Okay, these are 42 different high-rise towers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I went to the towers websites, took their keywords, put them on mine. I get calls from people complaining about their neighbor's noise and the trash in the hallway. And I'm like, sorry, no, I don't run your HOA, but thank you for letting me know I'm out advertising your HOA.
Bob, I got a quick question.
Yeah,
You mentioned you code the pages. So are you telling people that they have to understand HTML coding to be
No.
able to build out the pages?
no, they just have to understand how to do a search on their website. Let me show you what you can do. Every website has an advanced search. Okay, let's say I want to do something in Collin County. Who knows Dallas-Fort Worth? Anybody?
Bob, we can't see your screen. Are you sharing right now?
Can you not see it?
I
I
can
can.
see it, Bob.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yes.
Operator error. Sorry.
That's okay. Do I need to reshare it? Okay, so Collin County, let's say we want to be in McKinney, Texas. We want a home under $500,000. Search. There's your link. Go put a hyperlink on your page. Go out to Google Business Profile and make make a product about that. Go out to WordPress and make a blog about that. This URL tells you everything that goes into that search. When you're done with that, go back and change McKinney to be Plano. Go back and change, just change every city and come up with a variable that you want to do. Every one of your websites has something like this. No matter what brand it is, it has it. And when you get that URL, the exception, Sierra and Agent Fire don't do this the right way. Sierra and Agent Fire don't, Sierra Interactive and Agent Fire don't do this. Every other brand does it right. But yeah, so when I'm saying code a page, that's all you need to know how to do. I mean, I'm not smart. I just sit down and work. Okay? Let's go back to the
Hey,
presentation.
Bob.
Yeah.
This is kind of a newbie question, dumb question, but no dumb questions. That search that you've got on there right now, is that part of the provider's services, or is that something?
Yes.
Okay.
Every provider I've tested 40 different providers, has some advanced search functionality. Now, they have to depend on whatever their MLS gives you, because there's no standards across the country for MLSs, what data feeds they send. And it also can be limited by what they as a company provide. But you're going to have some variation of this. What if I just want to show homes that were built 1960s and older? I can come back here and say, or newer. If let's say I want to show only things that are brand new. Minimum year built 2024. Boom. Let's say I want to do things built in the last 7 years or so that are in Aubrey School District. Let's pick on Aubrey. I can come in here and do Aubrey School District, search. There's another thing I can go out and put out there. There's another set of shirts I can put out on the rack. You have all these variations. It's almost infinity. I can't think of the word. It's almost, just expansive what you can do. We just don't do it. So let's say I want to do this. Let's go back here. Let me show you one more thing, and I hope I'm not confusing everybody. Let's say I want to be everything in, I wish there's a little bit better sizing here. Aubrey ISD. And I don't have any price limits. Oh, let me take this off. So this is just everything in Aubrey ISD. I'm gonna copy this. Copy. I'm gonna go to my business Google profile.
Oh, yeah, you can see a little.
And I'm going to go into my business. Can you see in there? They took a couple of them down, so I had to work a while to get my profile back. And I'm going to go create a product. Ever so slowly. Edit products. Okay. And I'm going to create a new product. Add product. And I'm going to put that link immediately. I'm just going to drop it there so I don't forget I have it. And this will be homes in Aubrey ISD. I'm going to create a category if I don't already have one called homes for sale. I'm not going to put in a price. I'm going to write up a little description about Aubrey ISD and how great they are. And I'm going to put a picture up there that looks like it might be in North Texas. And I'm going to publish that. And then I'm going to go back and make a different link for a different ISD and publish that. I do 5 or 6 of these a week. I'm going to go on, who remembers Active Rain? Active Rain is a blogging site. Active Rain has a Google engine that's amazing. Google picks up those blogs within 20, 30 minutes. And in the 2010 timeframe, we were all doing these blogs on Active Rain. Blogging was the thing. And then something called social media came out, and we all ran out of that and went over to social media, started doing all this stuff. We forgot that Google engine is just sitting there idling. If you can do link backs on, if you can go to Active Rain for $200 a year and create a public site on Active Rain, you can just drive as many backlinks as you want to your site. Every day, go post a new blog. It's just a maintenance thing. WordPress is another blog. There's an argument in IT world whether or not we blog on our site or blog on one of these other places. I like to do it a little bit of both. I do some blogs on site, which are about, activities and things in the area. And then I do some blogs that are about the real estate industry. I do those on Active Rain just to see which one works for me. I beta test both sides. Does it make sense what I'm doing here? I'm just taking my inventory and I'm showing it to the world instead of leaving it in my website where nobody's going to find it.
Do you have to pay for hosting?
I'm sorry?
Do you have to pay for hosting? Web hosting?
On like for my IDX?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to pay a company a monthly fee.
Right. Okay.
There's whether it's Chime, I'm sorry, Lofty, whether it's Sierra Interactive or Real Geeks or Pro Agent website. If you're paying over $400 a month, talk to me because there's better sites. You should not be paying over $400 a month just for the base site. But all of them you're going to pay a monthly fee for. And they all have their upsells. They all want you to buy the extras and do the extras and stuff like that. And so that's just how companies are. Would you like to supersize that? Yes, please supersize it. That sort of thing. But every one of them, except for the 2 I mentioned, have this URL structure that you can just start putting out your inventory and people can link on it and go to you. And you will not know which link is going to be the hot link. You're literally just throwing that out in the world to see what they bite on. I had no idea mother-in-law plan would be my best thing every month, but I'm not going to take it down. I just, y'all want to live with your mother-in-law? You want a multi-generational family? That's great. Let's do it. Let's sell those. Okay. I'll wrap up here. This is back to more the Google Analytics side. It'll show you how your indexing is doing. Indexing has to do with how Google sees your site. Okay. Google's going to crawl your site. You're going to have a sitemap out there that Google can look at. And then Google will say, yeah, I see all this. I'm only going to list this percentage of it. The rest of that, Google, as a company, we deem that to be repetitive or just not what we want. We're only going to show this much. And again, that gets to the percentage game. So I have, 200,000 possible links, roughly 187 possible variations on my page. Google only decided to show 23,000 of them, almost 24,000 of them, which graphically looks horrible. But I got almost 24,000 pages ranked somewhere on Google. So it's a percentage game. Google does not have to take everything I give it. And Google does not call me up and ask me what I want listed each week, sadly. Okay, this gets a little deeper into the woods. I don't want to go too deep. Does anybody have questions that I can maybe help you with your sites?
Bob, I'd love to talk to you, maybe not in this forum. I created through WordPress a coaching website.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'd love to speak to you about that based on our goal of 12, as you're well aware.
Painfully aware of, yes.
I'd like to ask a question about the Google business profile because I don't know, I can't seem to get Google to accept my business page. I've gone through I've had, I'm using Agent Fire and I've had them do my indexing, but I'm kind of stuck, which is very frustrating because
So the indexing is different than your Google business profile. Is your business profile taken down?
Well, it was never, I mean, I have a new brokerage, so I'm trying to get it up and it's not happening and I don't know what else I should be doing.
So
The last thing it told me was to do a video. And
yes,
I'm like, oh, okay.
and it needs to be under 1 minute. They don't tell you that. If it's over a minute, they'll reject your video.
Okay.
And you send the video in and they'll still decide whether or not to let you do the. Let me just say this about, please don't tell Google I said this.
Yeah.
They suck at this. We have these huge companies with no customer service. Try to call Facebook and complain about something or get some. No, there's nobody there. It's a help article, and send in your stuff and we'll decide. That's how they run their business. If we ran a real estate company that way, we'd be out of business. I don't know the secret to, and you can see here that I had 2 or 3 things not get through until I finally did. And I live in fear of doing something that takes my profile down because there's no way to get it back.
Right.
And that's part of the thing right now with regulation. They don't want to be regulated, but they're monolithic companies. Not to get political, but if they're not going to do things that help consumers, they're going to get regulated someday. Just like real estate agents, we always said, hey, if we don't clean up our own house, somebody will someday. Okay? They're going to have to give customer service at some point. You cannot be a small business and not be on the search engines. And when they own 97% of the search engine territory, they've got to help the small businesses and not just throw us out. Now, is anybody going to listen to little old me? No, they're not.
What's your recommendation?
I had to write my congressperson to get Google to talk to me about my ads account.
Really? I'm just trying to freaking get on the Google business profile.
I know.
Business.
And the reason they finally called me, I had a dispute over my ads account. I tried to run a $500 a month ad. I put the ad in and they said, sorry, it didn't, you did it wrong. We're not running it. So I tried one more time and I resubmitted it and they said, sorry, you did it wrong. We're not running it. And then I went on a 3-week trip to the UK for my honeymoon. Should have told you how the marriage was going to go. While I'm away, they write me an email and they say, hey, we fixed your ad. It's running. $500 a day. Not $500 a month.
Oh.
They fixed my ad and took $8,000 out of my account. The first sign I knew was that my bank was overdrafting because I silly ran it against a debit card and it stole all the money out. They would not give me the money back. They would not talk to me about my account. They closed my account for failure to pay, which they've already got $8,000. Could not get one person to talk to me about this. Visa wouldn't help me, nothing. Finally wrote my congressperson. They called me the next day. Oh, Mr. McCraney, oh, it makes perfect sense now. We don't know what happened because they don't want to be regulated. So when Congress calls, they respond. They never gave me my money back, but they took away the thing that said I still owed them $1,000. So write your congressperson. They don't want to be regulated.
Wow.
And that's why Bob doesn't run Google ads. You'll hear Jason Pantana talk about, I've got a friend who screwed up his Google ads account. It's me. Yeah. So write your congressperson. They will respond. Any other questions or strange stories you have?
Yeah. So when you go and on your site and you're doing that advanced search and you say that you're making 5 or 6 of those new ones a week, are you just swapping out like the data information to create a new one and then get rid of one?
Yep.
Like cycling it around?
No, I just add 2. I just keep adding on.
Okay. I don't have a big enough market for that. I'm in a very small rural town. So
what's your market?
I'm in Western Wisconsin, very rural. Like my town
what's your
has
website?
10,000 people.
What's your website?
I just have my IDX is just Edina Realty /Jackie Coombe.
Okay, so you're working through a brokerage.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't own the site.
Pardon?
So let's talk. So you don't own the site, it's your brokerage?
Correct. But I
Okay.
have flexibility to make those pages. I can create pages.
Right, but let's talk about the idea that if you don't own the ground, are you going to build your house on that lot?
Well, no, but I'm not leaving Edina Realty.
Okay, just think about that.
I'm committed.
That's fine. What if you build those links and the realty company tomorrow gets a call from vendor B who says, hey, we'll do the websites for cheaper, and they move over to a new architecture and all your links are blown?
Yeah. I probably would know about that. I'm on the tech team for
Okay, my point
creation.
being is, don't build your empire on something you don't own.
Okay,
Go out and make those links and have fun, but you could
run a
potentially,
risk.
yeah, run a risk. Kind of like, you know, do you use your own CRM or do you use your company's CRM?
No, I use KV Core.
Yeah, because, and I had a coaching client went through this, company moved from vendor A to vendor B, and he had to migrate his CRM and it didn't work the way he wanted, and he couldn't go to them and get an independent standalone CRM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would still be using Top Producer if it was better. I mean, that was my,
I got the
had that
floppy
thing
disk
down.
somewhere for that, yeah. Back in the day when you had the 5 1/4 disc and you booted up your Top
No,
Producer.
8i was not that bad.
Yeah, ask your folks, people. Young people, just go ask your parents.
Yep.
It's in the closet somewhere with my AOL free hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Daniel, you get me. You get me. Who else has questions, or who has a website you want me to look up? You
Don't be
got
shy,
me.
guys.
Another 10 minutes. Okay. Well, reach out to me independently if you'd like.
I don't mind.
Okay, Tracy.
RE Wealth Partners.
Now, what I love about your URL already is it's not about you. Somebody in 20, 30 years could buy you out and be RE Wealth Partners. It would be really hard for somebody to buy Bob McCraney and be Bob McCraney. But somebody could buy Texas Pride Realty someday and take over my business. So good for you on that. And who's your provider?
Agent Fire.
Agent Fire. Okay, cool. So
But I paid for this, I paid for the super duper, I'm gonna spend 4 months going back and forth with them to create this site and all the pages.
Okay, so first thing I do is I hit right click and I look at the back side of I look at the page source. I turn the page upside down and I look inside. And I'm going to look for description. So your meta description is welcome to rewealthpartners.com, the best up-to-date real estate listings and comprehensive neighborhood information. Okay, so this is where you're at.
That's physically where I am, but that's bizarre. I'm in the Orlando area, greater Orlando.
So this needs to be, and I said this earlier, this needs to be Orlando, Tracy.
Okay.
It has nothing, nobody cares what the gate agent's name is and what she does for fun. We want to give her a bag and get on the plane.
Right.
I want to know about homes. Now, this goes to what's called your magnet city. Your magnet city is Orlando. Okay, my magnet city is Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, I lived in Plano. Nobody knows about Plano, but they're coming to Dallas. Your magnet city needs to be Orlando, and then they'll discover all the suburbs. Okay, so have them change that.
Okay.
And you may be able to change it, but have them change that. Now, this goes to the if you don't know IT well enough, you're not going to know for 20 years that this is out there the wrong way.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to look for keywords. Okay, so they don't do keywords. That's fine. Tag manager. They don't do tag manager either. So there's meta description. There's meta keywords. Ask them about what your keywords should be. If they're going to tell you, well, keywords are old and websites don't use keywords anymore, well, then ask them, are you using at least, Google Tag Manager?
Okay.
And their eyes will roll back in their head because, oh shit, she knows about Tag Manager. How does she know these words? So you want to be sure that they're doing one of those two. SEO will tell you that keywords are out of phase. They don't use them anymore. But Realtor and Zillow and Redfin all use keywords still. So as long as they have them, I will keep working them.
Got it.
Okay. So that's the basic there. Now, for your site, if I'm just looking at your site, where do I search for homes? It's going to be up here in one of these hidden areas, property search up here. Most websites have something on the front page just so somebody can click in and search.
It's the property search, yeah.
Right. But it's usually like right there, first front thing, not, oh, I got to go find it. So think about that. So let's go to all properties and let's type in Orlando.
If you scroll down, I did what you did. Keep going. See right there? Go back up. You see right there? Those are my attempts at doing the
Gotcha. I see what you're up to here. Okay, good. Good. So you're breaking out what you can on your site into newest listings, vacations, luxuries. This is you added these?
Yes, I added those.
Add 100 more. Just keep adding them in. Just keep
Okay.
adding them in. And let's talk about stylistic things. I'm not picking on you, Tracy.
No, I'm happy to take the criticism, please.
People want a website that looks good. People use luxury presence and age and image because they have the videos that swing in and the swans are swimming and everybody's flying over the city like Superman. Those slow your site down. Looking good to the human eye is one thing. Looking good to the search engine is speed, dwell time, competency, what's on the site. If it's all these big pictures of myself and my houses and my videos, and it doesn't do house, it will not help me. It needs to go right to houses, okay? Because that's what the content should be about. Okay, so you have some homes here. If there's any way to get more homes on here, better. Instead of a slider, is it possible to have just a whole grid of 50 homes? Because if somebody comes to your site and says, oh, they only have 4 houses, let's go to a better site that has more homes.
Those are the recent listings, I think, though. It's
Right.
being covered right now.
My point being is they're not going to read that. They're going to just
Got
say,
it.
oh, she only has 4 homes. They're not
Okay.
going to take the time to understand, oh, that's featured listings.
Got her.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into Orlando. And I'm really not trying to be a jerk.
No, you're good. I'm
Okay.
good with that.
So you're going to build out pages like you did, because you'll notice I came into Orlando and your URL, Agent Fire and Sierra are the two that don't build out the URL the right way. So you can't do the off-page blogging unless you go build those pages like you did those squares. Okay?
Right.
So
I
if
have I have the area guides right there too. If you see up in the corner, it says area guides and media right at the top.
then I would share those. I would make those and share those.
Those
So
those are broken out for all of my different kind of suburbs and areas, and so you can go there.
I would go out and share those.
Okay.
But the difference being, like when I was over here, let's go to
You're talking about your advanced search?
right, when you had that,
Yeah.
county equal Collin, Holmes, city equal McKinney, that sort of
But
thing.
how do I do that if Agent Fire
Agent Fire doesn't do it.
Well, that's who I pay monthly in
I
addition.
understand. It's
Yeah.
like saying, hey, I bought a Kia, how do I make it into an Infinity?
Yeah.
You bought a Kia, and that's fine, it's a Kia, but you can make this. I'm not saying Kia is a bad thing. I'm just saying, if you own a Kia, please don't write me. But it's just that sort of, you can't make it do something that's not in its
Well, what's right
availability.
there? You see, it says advanced search right underneath. Underneath no, keep going. Right in the middle, up, up.
Right there. Okay, cool. So advanced search. So these are grayed out. That's weird. So let's say I want to do square footage. I want something that's over 2,000 square foot. And I'll take any. Cool. But what I'm saying is this URL is not building out. The URL is not adding in city equal Orlando, square foot equal minimum, square foot maximum. You can't take this and blog this. You have to build
Got it.
pages the way you're already doing.
Got it.
So if you're with Agent Fire, you have to do it this way. Now, this goes to whichever platform you're on. I can find a way to help you. Even if Agent Fire or Sierra or whoever doesn't give you this thing, there's a way around it. I found out how to do SEO on Boomtown. Boomtown doesn't really want me to, but I found a way. We just got to figure out how to make it work. If you're set on this is my website, I'll help you find a way.
Okay.
Okay. I
Question?
gotta wrap this up. I'm sorry,
Okay.
was one more question?
It's okay. Does the squeeze pages from KV Core kind of provide the same?
Squeeze pages.
That
is
works,
what's
that
called a
works.
funnel page. All the
Yes.
platforms pretty much have them. Those are great.
Okay,
Those are great.
okay.
Squeeze
Thank
page
you.
or funnel pages get people to give you their digits. Hey, I've got this buyer's guide. If you give me your information, I have a list of all the open houses this week. If you give me your information, that sort of thing. So to Tracy's thing here, I think open house was one of the possibilities. She could build a page here that had all the open houses and put a requirement that people log in to get them. She just can't do it through the URL, but she can do it through the page. Okay, was this, okay, show of hands, be honest, was this too much for somebody? Okay, good. I tried it, yeah, okay, Amy, thanks for being honest. I try to keep it at a level that it's hopefully understandable. If you have extra questions, just reach out to me. And I'm a goober, I live this all day. I'm so happy to just talk about nerdy stuff.
And let me just say one thing really quick to my group that's intermixed in here. Even if you don't understand anything but currently doing, or improve what you haven't been doing, but you will be doing, just one thing, it's better than not doing anything at all. The worst thing you could do, based on all the great information that Bob gave you, was be inactive with it. So even if it's just one extra little thing that you do over perfection, I think is an important thing for you to remember.
If you go to your website and just do a
And
search
I'm very
and put it
thankful,
out
Bob,
there.
that you came on and
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you just go out and do one search a week and put it
No,
on
go
your
ahead, go ahead,
business
go
or
ahead.
put it on your blog, just start opening up the inventory and letting people see the different sizes and colors of your products. That would be the one thing I'd do. And that's off-page SEO, has has nothing to do with anything else, and you can do that. Erica, you had a question here. Before you go, can you show us one more time how you could see behind the scenes of a website? Yes. So what I do is I go to the website. Let's go Texas Pride Realty. And I get outside of a picture. I go to the white space and I right click and do page source. View page source. Okay. So that'll tell me some of the architecture of the website. And I look for description and I look for keywords. Okay. I want to see what think of description as your street name and keywords as your house number. I want to know 123 Banana Street. Banana Street would be my meta description. 123 would be my keywords. Okay. And you want all your pages to have a different address and a different series of keywords. So if I have a page about Dallas and a page about Plano, they better be different. So that Google might bring somebody directly into the Plano page and not drop them on the home page. They might bring them directly to the page that's Plano homes on a cul-de-sac lot and put them there, not making them go through the front gate. And for the love of God, force sign in. Force sign in, force sign in. On the first house, make them pay. If we're running this apparel store and we let them steal 3 shirts before we make them pay for the 4th, we're going out of business. If they can see 3 houses before they sign in on the 4th, they're not going to do it. They've already stolen from us. The data is our product. They pay for it with their digits. And do not be shy about that. And, oh, they're going to leave me. Okay, fine. They were never going to work with you anyway. They're just here to steal. Make them pay right away. Final thing I'll show you, and then I'll jump. These are my numbers. And I try to be very transparent. These are my Google ad numbers, this column here, and these are my organic numbers. I started a Google ad and I let Real Geeks run it because I, had that problem with Google ads myself. And they promised me between 30 or 50 people a month. And this was right in the middle of the pandemic. And I was like, I had 15 agents. Oh my God, I got to feed them. Let's get some ads going here. They brought in 50. I brought in 41 organic, 53, 36, 52, 52, 37, or 39. You see the numbers here. And then I matched them in December and the percentage goes green. Anytime I match them or beat them, it goes green. So in the full year, next full year, I matched them 4 times. Then I matched them all but 2 times. Last year, I beat them every month because I'm building my organic. This cost me $600 a month to run. What's 600 times 12? Somebody do math. If I can beat them, I can save that amount of money each month. So what I'm doing is valuable. If I can bring traffic at a level that gets that funnel to fill up and I don't pay for it, that's valuable. Sweat equity, check equity. I'm doing sweat equity by sitting on my butt, watching my Netflix and putting out some pages. It's so hard. Oh my God, my job is just exhausting. It's horrible. But I get money for it. And you could do the same thing because I'm not that smart. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Have a great day. I will become a Unit Elite. Come up and say hi. And thank you for laughing with me and having fun.
Will do.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
Bob.
much.
Thanks,
Appreciate all
Bob.
the info.
Thank you.